I find it interesting, and I think let's move to the responses, because what's even more interesting, 3 responses, whereas all the other ones we've done, distance time, far fast, racing music, I was getting up to 20, 15, 20 responses. We had 3 pages worth that we're scrolling through. 3. So even though I got the same, and you can't see it, I got the same amount of people that did the poll on this. So it's about 30 people, 30, 40 people did the poll as I did on the other ones. My theory is that because this is kind of like a religious polarizing topic,
it is.
People didn't want to say anything. They didn't want to say it. They didn't want to, they didn't want to go hard on the, like, you're killing animals. And they didn't want to also go like, I just like meat, so.
We've lost friends over this, man. Like, it's a thing.
So, I'm not going to say, on the other ones, it was like, well, you might as well do this. But I've already said my kind of side on things. You heard that. But I think a third point that I didn't actually really get into is, look, while I like eating meat, I also do care about animals. And I do, when I eat my meat, I try to source it sustainably, free range, ethically, treat it as much as possible. You can take that with a grain of salt, pun intended, with how well is it treated. There's different ranges of free range, there's different ranges of, it's best to go out and hunt your food. I know all vegans, they're like, yeah, if you hunted it, I'd be cool with eating it. I'd be cool with you eating it, versus like, oh, it's just the whole, like, you just see it in the grocery store and da-da-da. But at the same point, Remy, I still think that it's hilarious that you just like, I don't care about the animals, I don't care about the environment, you just don't need it. That blows my mind that you don't care about all those other reasons.
Listen, and I'm very transparent about that. Everybody's reasons are completely different. I just selfishly, if you will, like the way I feel and like the way that I digest and I reduced inflammation. So it's all about the health and wellness. And yeah, is there an environmental impact? Absolutely. That's not my bag. Is there an ethical treatment? Great. But I've never been a fan of PETA anyway, because that's a whole other conversation. And everybody has their reasons, because there is always that stigma that like, oh, well, you're vegan, then you're clearly out here trying to convert. Nah, do you, bro? This is what works for me. These are my reasons, which could be very different from your reasons. But like we said, there are no right or wrong answers here.
Because you could get with this, or you could get with that. You could get with this, or you could get with that.
Let's open it up to you all. What's your take? Let's try to keep it friendly. Let's try to keep it, polite down here. Let us know down in the comments where you side. If you were here, if you were with this and converted to that, if you were with that, converted to this, or somewhere in between. We'd love to hear about it. If you're not already, make sure you are following my dude D-Lake Creates on Instagram. The link is right here. Definitely do like this one if you've enjoyed this video. Do check out the other parts in this series where we've covered training by time or distance, or if you would rather race with music or none. We're gonna keep this going.
Or because some people aren't listening and watching in sequential order. Or would you rather run fast or run far? So that's another one that we'll have in the series. And on that note, we'll take it out with the fader. And I'm out. Peace.
And real, y'all.